Yo, everybody. So got a little ride along video today. So anyway, this video is going to be one of my favorite routes to ride here in the Denver area. So just riding out. Basically, we're going to go out to do the old Deer Creek high grade loop. So that's basically what it looked like, mapped out and everything. So just riding out, heading out west from my apartment, and we're on the E470 trail at this point, which will be on this for probably 6-7 miles maybe. And I don't know, you may have just noticed to the left where it said Meridian. That's a pretty cool little it's kind of just an unstructured, every Tuesday and Thursday nights they have like a kind of a practice race out around this loop out there, which I've done it a few times. It's pretty fun. I think they do it usually at 6 o'clock. It's just kind of a hour long, kind of like crit practice, but there's no registration. Everybody just shows up, and it's kind of like the super fast group ride or whatever. But anyway, heading out, and at this point we're just starting into basically you've got the I don't know, right there past Chatfield, the lake there and everything. You get up to basically Wadsworth, and you hit the Deer Creek Canyon Road is where it starts. So this is just kind of the easy part. You're kind of rolling out to the main actual loop part, and it's pretty nice at this point. Not too, it's basically a pretty low, like a 2% climb, I guess. And then now I'm starting to get into where you get into the canyon area, and then it starts to get basically steeper and steeper. So I'd say the majority of it, it's about if you do the Deer Creek Canyon high grade loop, it's a pretty well a little over 10-mile long climb, and there's parts of it that are maybe 7 or 8%, but I'd say on average it's probably somewhere between 4 and 6 overall, which is, for that long, still pretty hard climb. It takes a good while to get up it. But anyway, the scenery right now, I rode this last week, and I'm gonna come out here and film this because it's just, everything's been raining so much up here. Everything's so green right now, and I don't know. So anyway, I fast forwarded. This is like double speed. I'm not really riding up it this fast, but we're still climbing. I just wanted to catch some of the I don't know, scenery or whatever. And it's kind of a weird, deceiving climb because you are in this canyon basically the whole time, so you're not really seeing any overlooks. You're just climbing. You don't really see how high up you are. There's no, like, I don't know, there's a couple little spots here where you get a little bit of a glimpse of how high up you are and stuff. And this is kind of one of them. You hit this little curve here. This is where it starts to really, it feels like it gets really hard, especially in the summer, because you kind of get out into the unprotected, you're not in between the trees and everything, and so it just starts to get really hot sometimes getting up and through here. But yeah, there's always tons of people out here riding, so it's, I don't know, but it's this is definitely one of my most, it's one of my favorite routes to come out and do. As far as from this route from where I'm at right now, I've been just doing it the last couple 2-3 weeks since I moved to a new place. So I'm pretty just a couple miles off the E470 trail, so it's a nice little route, bike trails and stuff to get out here. But it's it ended up, it's about out and back. It's about a 70-mile day, a little over 6,000 feet of climbing. So it's definitely a day, hard effort, for me anyways. So we're getting, we're still climbing, getting closer to the top. We still got probably 3 or 4 miles at this point till it kind of peaks, and then there's a pretty cool little like a rest stop thing at the top that I just noticed when I was there this time that they've been, there's always, it's kind of like a volunteer thing where people, I guess it benefits the school. There's a little thing where you can put money into or scan it with your phone, use PayPal or Venmo or whatever. But they always have like cookies and food. It's kind of an honor system thing, water, Gatorade, stuff like that. But I noticed they had there's an actual bottle filling station up there now, which is pretty cool. I just noticed it whenever I was there this time. But that's the little, just kind of pulling in there, slowing it down. You can see there's several cyclists in there, kind of some picnic tables and stuff, and porta potties and everything. And so finally we peeked over the top, and this is normal speed, going kind of just a gradual downhill, kind of heading back, heading north, sort of. You head north and back around and complete the loop and then head back east or whatever. But it's still there, even though you've done this super long climb, it's mostly downhill, but you still hit a few hills here and there, which kind of sometimes shocks the legs a little bit after you've been climbing so long, and then you're going down all these nice downhills and stuff, and then you come across and hit some big, steep little climb or whatever. But this is kind of one of the spots you kind of come out of the trees and you can start to see, a little bit further out, see some of the mountains and stuff, further out. It's kind of hard to tell from this video, but yeah, basically you want to make this right-hander at that green barn, and then that's kind of starts you into this portion of the loop, and you'll go out kind of this way to City View Road, which is, where it starts to really get fun at that point. But that's right at the point where my battery on the camera died out, so I don't know, it's super fun, some kind of swoopy downhill, smooth asphalt corners and stuff, so it's really fun to ride. Yeah, this is kind of one of those, you're going downhill, and then this is just normal speed, and looks like I'm slowing the camera down, but you're hitting this, this hill's a little steeper than it looks, but you just hit it and stalls all your speed out and everything. But anyway, long story short, this is one of my favorite routes. It's generally best to ride it during the summer. You can ride it pretty well most all year round, but there's a lot of times where there's going to be snow and stuff up here. If it's even if it's clear down in the city, you can come up here and sometimes there'll be snow or somewhat plowed roads, but sometimes it can get a little sketchy on some of the it's kind of sketchy going down some of these downhills and come up on a big ice patch or wet snowy roads and stuff with sand or whatever. So it can be, got to kind of keep your wits about you descending on some of this stuff out here, coming up on some walkers, so I get on the brakes there. But this is a pretty fun little descent. You get going and then you kind of hit this little thing at the bottom, kind of this weird little G out turn where you hit it, you're going pretty good, and then it just really gets steep, kind of get into some little S climbs or whatever. And so I've got the audio turned pretty far down on my camera, because I got, the day before this I got caught out in the rain and stuff, and so my bike was creaking pretty. I didn't really notice it initially because I just had my headphones and stuff on, and so it was pretty, pretty miserable ride here. Once I started, I was like, whatever, it's either going to go away or I'm just going to live with it, and it was pretty annoying. So anyway, I'm going to do another video on how I addressed that situation. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this ride-along video, and consider subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.